Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to the Rideshare Hub. My name is Dylan. Thank you so much for coming by. In today's video, we're gonna be discussing 8 common passenger scams that Uber and Lyft drivers face every single day. Now, these are super important to know so that you as an Uber or a Lyft driver don't get scammed. A lot of times it could end up with you getting deactivated. It could end up with you losing out on your hard-earned money. So please, again, just, watch through the whole video, skip around, and figure out what these 8 scams are so it doesn't happen to you. Okay, so before I get started, I want to tell you all about Play OCTOPUS. Play OCTOPUS is a tablet where you can earn up to $100 extra per month. You're gonna stick it on your vehicle, on your passenger, and your passengers can play games. It's super fun, and you can make a good, like I said, up to $100 extra per month. And with these gas prices, we all know the extra $100 a month could be very valuable. So use our referral code down below so you can get your free tablet, absolutely free. And yeah, they are expanding, so if they haven't been in your area last time you checked, check again, and they might be in your area now. Okay, so here we go. The first common scam is passengers trying to squeeze in an extra passenger. So I know Uber and Lyft have been changing their regulations with COVID and everything, if you could have somebody in your front seat or not, or with Uber Pool, Lyft Shared, but whatever the passenger requests, if you have 4 open seats in your car, 3 open seats, maybe you have a 3rd row, that is the limit of people that you can take. A lot of times when mostly when you're doing bar pickups, somebody will try to squeeze in an extra rider in your car. It's a scam because they're avoiding paying for either an XL or 2 cars. And so they're, just getting a normal Uber X or a normal Lyft, and they're scamming both the company and you as a driver, because if you get pulled over, you're the one getting a ticket, buddy. You're the one as a driver. And this is another good point. If you get into an accident, your insurance is not going to cover it, because, they might, but like Lyft insurance isn't going to cover, because you're violating the terms of service, right? You're breaking the law. So don't fall victim to that one. It's definitely not worth it. And they're not going to tip you any extra for doing it, even if they promise you that they will. Number 2, if someone offers you cash for a ride. So a lot of times when you're driving for Uber or for Lyft, you'll get there and they'll say, oh, hey, do you mind if I just cancel the ride and pay you cash? I'll pay you extra or something. And you might be tempted, oh, this might be good. I can avoid paying taxes, or I can avoid, which I don't recommend, by the way, pay your taxes. Or I can avoid the fee, the big one is like, oh, Uber takes 40%, 30%, 50%. Let me avoid that fee. Well, a couple of bad things here. Number 1, they might not even pay you the cash at the end of the ride. They might just, dip out of your car. Number 2 is that ride is not insured, because you're taking strangers, and that ride is not on the Lyft and Uber platform, so they're not going to cover it. And your personal insurance isn't going to cover that accident either, because you're operating your car as a commercial car, a company car, and you don't, unless you have a commercial license, then it's not legal. So you're going to be personally liable for any damages. Nightmare situation. You're doing the cash ride, you get into an accident, your passenger, gets injured, they go to the hospital, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 fee, you're gonna have to owe it. Yeah, I know, this stuff is nightmare. Just don't accept cash for a ride. There's a million different bad scenarios that could happen from it. Okay, number 3 is, this has started happening a lot, where a passenger will take your phone and they'll deposit money into their account. I know this sounds weird, but it happens quite more than you'd think. They might say, oh, hey, do you mind if I, change the music or whatever? And you say, yeah, take my phone. they might seem very legit, but as soon as they take your phone, they go in really quick. They know exactly where the settings are. They've done it before. They go into the settings and they change the bank account information. They cash out, you know, your $500-600 that you had, you know, in your weekly earnings, unless you're cashing out every day, which I don't really recommend that either, because then you're paying cash out fees. But yeah, just don't ever have your passenger use your phone. Just say, sorry, no. I've heard horror stories. Okay, number 4 is if someone orders a ride and then calls you pretending to work for Uber and Lyft and asks for your account information. This has happened a lot, where you order a ride and then you get a call and it's like, hi, this is Lyft support. You know, we want to give you a bonus today. Can we have your account? Can you confirm your password? And it's like, do not do that, because that's a passenger trying to steal your info. And there's another reason why you want to make sure you have your voicemail activated, because a lot of times if you have automated voicemail, it'll say your personal phone number. Make sure your personal phone number isn't on there. There's a lot of dirty tricks out there. Okay, number 5 is someone cancels in the middle of the ride. You've seen we've made skits about this because they always go viral, but it has happened where a passenger's drive in your car, you know, it's a $50, $70, $80 ride. In the middle of the trip, they cancel it. And Uber, what happens is they prorate the ride. So they're only gonna get charged like 20 bucks, 15 bucks maybe. But if you don't notice that, you're gonna take them all the way, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, I only got paid $10 for this 50-mile ride. So you wanna make sure you always, if you're using another GPS, make sure you're kind of keeping an eye on Uber, on your Uber app, so that way, or your Lyft app, that way you don't fall victim to this. Okay, number 6, if a rider asks you to drive to a different location. So let's say you're picking up your rider and he's going to In-N-Out or whatever, and then he goes, hey, you know what, can you take me to Carl's Jr. actually? It's on the other side of the town. And you go, yeah, sure, no problem. Now, after you do that, that passenger, they can report that and say, oh, my driver took me to the wrong drop-off location. My driver got lost, because it looks like that on the GPS. So if a passenger ever says that, say, yeah, sure, no problem, but can you change it in the app, because you know, you don't want to make it look like you got lost. So they'll do that for a free ride. It's a common one. Okay, number 7 is leaving a false report telling Uber or Lyft you were driving poorly or intoxicated, smelled like weed, essentially lying in order to get a free ride. Kind of the similar as last time, but this one is just like, you know, they don't know how, if you're, you know, stopped fully at a traffic light or whatever. This is one, it's honestly really hard to avoid. The only times I would you can avoid this is if you pull up and you notice the rider's like acting really weird or sus. Maybe they're really intoxicated, maybe they're being rude to you already. Yeah, if you got a really rude rider, you know, a lot of times you just want to skip those, because you don't want to run the risk of these people falsely reporting you. Okay, yeah, let's see, the last one, number 8 is, this is another interesting one. So a lot of times what happens now is people will order rides for other people. So let's say, I've gotten this many times where I show up and, you know, some guy goes, oh, hey, this is for my friend, I'm ordering it for them. Well, let's say it's like a 50-mile ride and that friend cancels the ride. They're not in your car, they're out, you know, at their house or whatever. And all of a sudden you got a random person in your car and the Lyft app turns off, and now you're driving around a stranger. I know it's a weird situation, but you gotta pull over and let that guy out of your car. Unless you really wanna all of a sudden do charity work and drive people around for free. I don't think you wanna do that. I think you're here to make money. So anyways, those are the 8 common passenger scams for Uber and Lyft drivers. So please, again, be cautious of these. Don't fall victim to them. It's better to be prepared. It's better to be in the know. So if you enjoyed this video, thumbs it up. Thank you so much for watching. Check out the links below for a sign-up bonus or guarantee. Sign up for Play OCTOPUS as well. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye now.